Hello and welcome to Autogefühl, your number one resource for in-depth car reviews and your number one community to discuss cars. Today with Holger. And we have a lot of stuff to discuss here on LA Motor Show. For example, this car in the background, it's the new Volkswagen e-Golf, the new hope for Volkswagen in America. Look.
Have fun. Thank you.
It's one of the electrifying news from LA, this Volkswagen e-Golf facelift. The Golf is one of the best-selling cars ever. It is important to look how the story goes on. 33 million Golfs have been produced so far. Volkswagen has major problems on the US market. Dieselgate, you have heard of. This updated e-Golf could be a solution to get a better image, to rebuild trust, Volkswagen says. What are for me, and I think for a lot of people, the arguments to buy an electric car? First, it's a good feeling to avoid pollution, to protect nature. Second, the car has to have the electric range I need. And that was in the past the problem of many electric cars or hybrids with a range of 30 miles or 50 kilometers. Is that enough? I say no. The new e-Golf has a range of 300 kilometers or 186 miles, so 50% more than before. But as in America and Europe, a different tests exist for the driving range. In US, you could hear from only 125 miles, but 50% more than before remains. You can discuss either the European or the US tests are more realistic. I think this new range is a great progress and makes the car really competitive. And third, the price. Would you buy an electric car that is much more expensive than a diesel or gasoline car? Pay the price only for the good feeling? The new Volkswagen e-Golf is supposed to remain stable in the price. Of course, it costs almost double the Golf entry price, but also comes with a high trim level. I could talk with Jürgen Stackmann, Volkswagen Marketing, what he expects. What do you think makes this car successful?
Basically, the key feature of this car is extended range. So the car becomes much more relevant than ever before. People in America love our e-Golf. It's a zippy drive, very compact drive, fun to own, fun to drive. Two things actually have happened to the new e-Golf. It has 50% higher range, 125 miles expected range here in America. And secondly, it's a fully connected car. It has actually a gesture-controlled infotainment system, which really is high-tech. It's a luxury feature now drawn into our core segment. So we take what we're known for, a fun to drive, fun to own vehicle concept, make it more relevant and actually make it more future-proof.
Is the car in the middle of the Volkswagen e-strategy or it's a car only for a few years?
No, especially Golf is leading the way, as in so many other aspects as well. It's our technology leader, it's the car that actually sits in the center of our global product program. Golf is leading the way and heading the way into the future of e-mobility. We've announced the strategy for the year 2020 and beyond with our electric modular kit, which will only be an electric vehicle program. But that's some years to go. So e-Golf is really sort of showing the path into the future.
Our last question, the e-Golf is built in Wolfsburg, but in Dresden in the future too. Why?
We want to make Dresden actually a specific e-mobility hub for the brand, not only in production but actually in getting connected to society. So there's a lot of programs actually created in and for Dresden and in the area. Really excited to see this plant actually that did build the Phaeton in the past becoming actually an electric-oriented sort of hub for the Volkswagen brand. So the team is very proud. We've just introduced the car there yesterday as well. So I think it's the right moment, the right time to take this plant and this idea of the glass factory, Glasgläsermanufaktur, into the future.
The new e-Golf is a Golf 7 built since 2012, and this is the first facelift since then. What is remarkable? Let's look at the front. As often seen in the last months, successful cars get only moderate design changes. Full LED headlights in the front, optional or included in the high trim level versions. Overall, the car looks partly sharper, completed with the last necessary fine changes. Do you see any changes in the side profile? No? Me neither. In the rear we see nude taillights, LED, and this is standard. More changes are in the interior, but the build quality is still very high. As you know, I'm a guy with some pounds too much. Let me check the seats in the front. Really enough space. Looks good. The driver's position is good even for a long run. What's new in this Golf? The big touchscreen, 9.2 inches, working like a big smartphone. All functions are easy to understand. It works with gestures as well. This infotainment system is a big step forward. Even in higher trim levels, the Golf gets features we know from higher class cars. The digital instruments are optional. In a low trim level, the Golf has analog instruments. Of course, there are optional a lot of assistance systems for the driver, for example, to avoid collisions with other cars or pedestrians. In the back, I'm wondering since years how many space the constructors found in this compact car for the knees or for the headspace. So much, so good. A look into the trunk. This is what you need in a compact car. More space delivers the estate version, so they called variant or sport wagon. And what about the engines? This is the electric engine with 115 horsepower, and there are a lot of petrol engines available from 86 up to 300 horsepower in the Golf R. Maybe even a little bit more after the facelift. If you like the combination of electric and petrol power, Volkswagen offers a plug-in hybrid version with 150 horsepower and additional 102 electric horsepower, the GTE. At the end of the day, this car, the new Volkswagen e-Golf, sets the benchmark in its class. However, other competitors may have a wider electric range, but this car has the best package.